BanjoBenClark.com. I am Banjo Ben, your host here at BanjoBenClark.com. I think I said that twice. Today we're going to learn a song called Chinquapin Hunting. I have no idea what that is, but I do know that this is a fun song to play. We're going to learn a basic melody. We're going to learn a really fun and tricky advanced solo, but it has lots of tricks that can be applied to other solos as well. And then we're going to talk about guitar harmony and learn a harmony part as well. So if you're watching somewhere else besides the website, that's okay. Come over to the website. Join as a Gold Pick member at BanjoBenClark.com. You can have full access to this lesson, hundreds of others. Download the tabs and MP3s. If you're watching here on the site, just scroll down for the rest of this big old lesson. You got your tabs, your MP3s, and everything. Let's get rolling. Let's talk about the song DNA right quick. This song's in the key of D, and we're going to play it out of a D position. We're not going to capo up, at least for this version, which is going to offer its own unique advantages and maybe disadvantages, depending on how you view this position. We'll talk about that. This is a standard fiddle tune in that it has an A part that's 8 measures long, and then it repeats that. And then it goes into a B part, and the reason why it's called a B part is because it sounds different, it's over different chords. It's also 8 measures, then it repeats that as well. So for the basic melody, we're going to keep it very basic. We're going to have 2 A parts that sound the same and 2 B parts that sound the same. When we get into the advanced part and the harmonies, we're going to have different things, of course. Let's go ahead and look at the tab for this song. And we're going to be in a very common D major or D position with our hand. What do I mean by that? Well, our index finger is going to be primarily over the 2nd fret, and then we'll use a finger for each fret above that. The reason why that's very common for the key of D is because our D major scale uses those frets. Nothing crazy here. Whenever we play the harmony and we play the advanced solo, we'll of course get out of that position, but for now we're pretty much going to stay there. And we're going to have a little pickup here rolling into the first part of the A part. And then the first thing that you'll notice perhaps is that we have a 4th fret on the 3rd string, and that is a lot of times not a very common thing for guitar players, but when you're playing these fiddle tunes, it's something that we need to get used to. And the reason why I say that is because this 4th fret on the 3rd string is a B note, and you might have noticed, that's the same note that we can get with our open 3rd string. So why in the world would we play it on a 4th fret whenever we could get it open? And the reason is because if we play it with the 4th fret, we can control how long it rings out. And since that's a B note and we're often playing over a D chord, we don't always want that B note ringing out over a D chord. Doesn't always sound good. So if we fret it, we can at least control whenever it ends. When we get to measure 4, let's bar over the A notes there, the 2 2nd frets. I like this melody because it's like a question and answer. The first thing we hear is like, it asks a question, then it gives a related answer. Question mark. There's your answer. And we have a bit of repeating as we go into the next line. We're going to see. We'll play it more slowly together here in just a little bit. Now you'll notice in measure 10 at the end, I have 2 notes, another pickup that says repeat only above it. And that's because I just use those 2 notes whenever we go back into the A part for the 2nd time. So as you're playing through this song, you get through measure 10. I want you to repeat back to measure 3 and play back through that A part. And then when you get back to measure 10, you can ignore those last 2 notes and we can go into the B part. Now, as we look at the B part, it's a bit different for several different reasons. One is it's a bit more difficult, you might say. We're going to get into some cross-picking type things. We're going to get out of our normal position a little bit, and it's going to cover more strings. So it might be a little bit more difficult for our right hand, but we're going to start with our ring finger again on that 4th fret, our middle finger on the 3rd fret, and then we're going to play our open E string. Now here's where it kind of sounds weird, but also cool at the same time. This is an E minor 7 lick. Our central note is this open E string, but guess what chord's being played behind it? You see it there above measure 11, a G chord. Now the reason why it works is because an E minor is the relative minor to a G chord, so it sounds good to us in that way, but we're in the key of D, so it sounds weird to us in that way, and that makes for a perfect mix, I think, for a fiddle tune that should get a lot of attention like this one. Again, measure 13, we'll use that 4th fret to get that B note. And that's also kind of a question mark, isn't it? Well, let's answer it in the next line. Back in the same position. And that time you notice in measures 15 and 16, we didn't stop. We kept that forward reverse roll going, kind of like a banjo player, right? And then we have some quarter notes. So I want you to try to keep that ring finger down and that middle finger down. And the only thing that we're going to operate is that index finger as we're doing that forward reverse roll. That keeps those notes ringing out, which in this case we want to happen. And then of course you would repeat back to measure 11 and play through that again. Okay, now let's play all the way through this basic melody slowly together. And I want to say one more thing. You'll notice that that A part, that B part ended on an A chord. That's very unique. In fiddle tunes, most of the time you end on the tonic chord, on the chord of the key that the song is in. So in this instance, we're in the key of D. Our ear wants to hear it land on a D chord at the end. It doesn't do that. It goes to an A chord. So that's why, if you'll notice back in the performance, I go back and play an A part to end the song, because the A part actually has more finality than the B part does. And it's our freedom to play whichever parts we want. Let's play it slowly. Remember that you can control the speed by clicking on the little gear icon in the bottom right hand of your screen. I'll give you 3 beats, and then we'll come in together with that pickup. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go into the B part together. Get ready there. I'll give us a few beats to count in, and then we'll start. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. Then, of course, you would repeat these A and B parts if you were playing it with someone or performing the song. Now, if you're watching somewhere else besides banjobenclark.com, we're about to have a lot of fun. We're going to go into the advanced solo as well as the harmonies. If you're watching here on the website, just scroll down and click the next video segment, and we'll continue on.